Hello everyone and welcome to the Race Monkey. What we have over here is the TATA ALTROZ DCA. Yes, Tata has finally brought the automatic gearbox to the Altroz, which was much anticipated for the last 2 years ever since the Altroz got launched in India. This, however, is not a torque converter, neither an AMT that Tata uses in the Tiago and the Tigor. This is a brand new dual clutch automatic gearbox, the DCA, or for you laymen, the DCT gearbox. Well, we have driven the Altroz diesel before, then the iTurbo, which gets all the tweaks in the interiors as this does, minus the exterior shade, which is brand new. Everything on this car is exactly similar to the Altroz iTurbo, and if you want to see my in-depth video of that car, just click on the top hand right corner of this video where the banner is, and you will be able to watch the entire video and get the idea of how the interior is. What we're going to talk about here is the gearbox and engine setup. Now everyone was expecting this to get the DCT gearbox or the DCA gearbox with the 1.2 liter iTurbo engine, which has created quite a stir within the enthusiasts. It produces 110 horsepower, but instead Tata is delivering this car with the DCT gearbox and a 1.2 liter naturally aspirated Revotron engine. So it becomes quite a controversial thing. Now what we have to look into is if this mechanical setup really truly is worth your money. Prices have been revealed and these are the prices. So let's get inside the car, take it out for a drive and see if it really is worth the hype that it had created all this while. Let's go. This dual clutch automatic gearbox in the Altroz has 6 ratios, 6-speed gearbox, and the top 3 gears are pretty tall. The lower 3 have shorter ratios. But in between the 3rd and the 4th, there's a bit of confusion because the revs really drop down when it switches from the 3rd at a regular RPM to 4th, which makes pushing this car on the highway a bit of a pain. But we've just kept the car on drive and I'm trying to push through this section of the road and it holds the rev quite high, but my problem is the shift time between 2 gears at higher RPMs. There's quite a bit of lag. It doesn't feel like a dual clutch automatic gearbox. It feels more like, and I'm disappointed to say this, an old school torque converter. I mean, when you say DCA or DCT with dual clutches, you have to have very sharp responses in gear timings, but it's just not enthusiastic enough. And the worst part is the ESP system or the corner stability control system does kick in pretty hard while you're taking corners and it cuts off the power from the gearbox. Now we switch from the drive mode to manual mode to really truly see if it really becomes more responsive over here. Yeah. The difference between driving the car in D mode and manual mode is instantly experienced because the shift timings with manual, although not as much crisper, are good enough to make you feel completely in control while driving fast. In the drive mode, it's just too confused. As a dual clutch gearbox, it just doesn't feel as sophisticated. And this 1.2 liter Revotron engine, not the best setup, honestly speaking. This could have been much more fun if Tata would have thought of installing the 1.2 litre I-turbo engine mated to this 6-speed dual clutch gearbox. I had way too many expectations from Tata's DCA gearbox, and on the performance front, I am left a little disappointed. You see, this gearbox is meant for daily usability. Tata is not investing a lot of time and effort to make their cars more performance oriented. We had the JTP, we have the iTurbo, that's about it. They just want nice, safe, comfortable cars that are very robust in their portfolio. And the expectation of a dual clutch gearbox being performance oriented just doesn't shine here. But otherwise, if you're cruising along the road like I am doing right now, and you're just enjoying the weather, enjoying the music on this Harman 8-speaker stereo system, you would be much happier. There is hardly any body roll, and the suspension is nice and stiff. There is good amount of sound insulation as well. The seats are nice and cushy. So when you're doing those long distance journeys on bumpy roads like so, you would not be disappointed. And with this 1.2 litre naturally aspirated engine, you can't technically expect too much of performance. It's a standard engine which produces good amount of power and torque. It's efficient enough for your daily commute. This is the commuter class of dual clutch automatic gearboxes, which is not a bad thing because we don't go to track days every single day. We go to work, we go through some start-stop traffic, and we need something which is nice, efficient, and trouble-free. And as a relaxed gearbox and engine setup, the Altroz DCA makes a great case for itself. Not just great, it makes the best case for itself. The 1.2 litre turbocharged petrol engine in the i20 mated to the DCT gearbox that Hyundai has plonked in is one of the most unreliable setups ever. There are a lot of overheating issues with that gearbox, and Tata has made sure, because of our climatic conditions in the country, which during summer months, especially in a state like Delhi, get really very hot. There are multiple systems. There is a cooling system for the gearbox. There is a soot filter for the gearbox as well, which does help keep the temperature of the gearbox optimum for day-to-day running. And it does look like it's going to be a very reliable, smooth and easy to live with gearbox. Also, the corner stability control kicks in every time you hit the corner hard and you want the rear to play out a little bit. It just doesn't let you do that. Instead, it gives you tons and tons of understeer. It just kills the enthusiasm. Tata could have at least given a kill switch for the CSC system, just to make sure that the people who are driving this wonderful gearbox are trying to push it hard can enjoy it.
Tata Motors is known to come late to the party. They could have used their brilliant 110 horsepower iTurbo engine with this DCA gearbox instead of the 1.2 litre Revotron naturally aspirated one. But we all have our fingers crossed, and we really hope to get the enthusiasts friendly setup in the future. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please wear your seatbelts and your helmets always. Please subscribe to the Race Monkeys YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram.